the power supply and aligning it with the 4 mounting holes on the base, with the screw terminals on the power supply facing the back panel, like so. Take 4 M4 by 10mm bolts, thread them through the holes and into the back of the power supply.
Next, take the IEC socket and push it into its slot, like so. Take the 3D printed bracket and with 2 M3 by 16mm bolts, clamp into place and hold with 2 M3 nylock nuts. Next, take the USB mount cable and fasten into place next to the IEC socket using 2 M3 by 10mm bolts. Next, fasten on the LCD case with 2 M3 by 16mm bolts. And secure with 2 M3 nylock nuts. Next, take the LCD screen out of its packaging, remove the knob and the sticker covering the speaker. Take the LCD screen and insert it into the 3D printed LCD case. Use 4 M3 by 8mm screws to fasten it into place in the LCD case. The screws can be forced through the holes on the 3D printed parts and will create their own thread. Once you've securely fastened the LCD screen into the LCD case, take the HDPE cover and install it over the housing like so. Replace the knob and remove the protective film. Next, remove the protective paper from the electronics tabs. Next, with the machine on its side, take an M3 by 16mm bolt, push an M3 washer onto it, followed by one of the acrylic tabs, followed by another 3mm washer, and push in to the electronics cover hole and secure onto the other side a 50mm brass spacer. Repeat that again for the other 3 tabs. Next, take out the electronics from its packaging and extremely carefully pry the ramps shield away from the Arduino board. Take the Arduino board and align its mounting holes with the laser cut electronics base. You want the power port to be facing the right, and next take a 3mm spacer and an M3 by 12mm bolt, push it through one of the holes on the Arduino board, slide on the spacer and push it through the hole on the electronics base, and then on the other side fasten on a 3mm nut like so.
and repeat again for the other 3 holes. Once you have mounted the Arduino board onto the electronics base, we can put this to one side and take the Arduino board, and unless you are planning on installing the dual extrusion upgrade, we can remove this stepper driver here, and we'll use a screwdriver to carefully pry it away from the board and then lift it up and away, and we'll put this to one side for safekeeping. Next, you want to make sure that these stepper drivers are all orientated correctly. You want to make sure that the trim pot screw is facing the right or your left. Next, we'll take a heatsink, remove the protective film from underneath it, and place it over the black chip on the stepper driver, and we'll repeat again for the other 3 stepper drivers. Next, we'll bring back the Arduino board and mount the ramp shield carefully onto the Arduino board, making sure that all the pins are aligned correctly. Next, we'll take the LCD screen adapter and place it over the pins on the ramps board, like so. Next, attach the electronics base onto the 4 brass spacers using 4 M3 by 8mm bolts. Do not over tighten these bolts, as that may crack the acrylic. Next, take the electronics cover, remove the protective film from it, and take the 40mm fan and pass its wiring through the slot like so. And with the sticker side facing down, align the fan with its holes, place the 40mm fan grill over the fan, take an M3 by 20mm bolt and push it in through the fan and the acrylic cover, flip it over and fasten with an M3 nylock nut, and repeat again for the other 3 holes until the fan is secured. Then place the electronics cover onto the base panel like so, and secure it by rotating the tabs to hold it in place. Next, rotate the machine around, take the 3D printed cable bracket and secure it onto the top back panel with an M4 by 12mm bolt. Secure on the other side with an M4 nylock nut. Next, take another 3D printed cable bracket and push an M4 by 8mm bolt in through it, like so, and then attach a T-nut onto the end of that bolt, threading only halfway down the nut. Slide into the extrusion
and secure in place. Repeat again with another 3D printed cable bracket and M4 by 8mm bolt. And secure onto the bottom of the extrusion. Next, insert the extruder cable into the top cable bracket and then pass along and down the other two cable brackets, like so. Finally, push the remaining cable in through the hole and into the base of the machine, like so.